To the Open Mic Broadcast Network. It is SWAC Media Day. We have with us right now the head football coach. I am SWAC himself for the Alabama State Hornets, Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. How you doing, sir?
Doing great, man. Just appreciate you guys covering us. It's always great when the media can come out and cover these young men who are doing a great job.
Absolutely, sir. Well, look, as we were getting ready for this 2024 campaign, we over here at the Open Mic had you guys slated to be the last man standing from the East. And I don't want to put no pressure on you right now, Coach, but let's talk about, you had some significant changes, especially at the QB position. Talk about what has manifested itself to lead you to this 2024 campaign.
Yeah, well, I think, as you said, Andrew Body has come in. He's just a guy that's a real leader off the field, and I think hopefully that can transfer into good play, more points, more wins on the field offensively. Still have to be more explosive on the offensive side of the ball. We're looking for guys who can be playmakers, take a 5-yard play and go 80. And so we can't put all of the pressure on the quarterback. And then special teams and defense is really how we're going to win football games. I think that's just a recipe for winning. And then at the same time, offensively, you have to be smart with the ball. So I don't think the philosophy will change, but hopefully we'll get more productivity, especially from a point standpoint offensively.
Yes, sir. Now, from our research and data, it is looking like that your strength this season is really going to be predicated on your defense. Is that a safe assumption?
Yeah, I mean, we got some replacements on the defensive line, but we got some young guys that we feel like will step up, a couple of transfer kids, and a lot of guys. Janelle Brown, he's a defensive lineman that's coming back. We got a Kanye Varner, a Traquan Thomas. So we have some guys that we feel like can really get after the quarterback. And I think if you want to be good at one position at any level of football, it's the defensive line. If that's the best part of your team, then you're going to have a chance to be successful.
Yes, sir. Now, you becoming somewhat of a seasoned veteran coach now in the conference. Or I'm not mistaken, this is year number 3 for you, right?
Yes, sir. Year number 3.
Okay, year number 3. What has been the significant change from your vantage point from start to where you are now as far as the conference and coaching goes?
Well, I think coaching has just been a lot of turnover. You got to think from 2 years ago is only Coach Maynard, Bubba McDowell, and myself from that year, which is pretty amazing that it's been that much turnover. And I think at any level, whether it's professional or little league, consistency is the key. And I think those programs who have a consistent face from president to AD to coach, you have a chance to be successful year in year. When you're constantly having change, it's just hard on the student athletes. And whenever a student athlete has 3 coaches over a 5-year period, then that's going to be tough to win. So I think the consistency part really helps us. I mean, of course, the obvious changes are the whole NIL and the transfer portal. But I think that's just a matter of adapting. We kind of have a 2-year roster mentality as opposed to saying, hey, we're going to have a kid and we're going to have this thing turn over every 4 years. We're looking at a 2-year turnover, and that's just how you have to recruit these days. You recruit a kid that's too good, he may leave, and you may have to go find a kid that's only going to have 2 years left to play. It's unfortunate from the standpoint of you can't get those great relationships with kids over a 4-year, 5-year period, but it's just the nature of the game, and you just have to adjust to it.
Well, it's a catch-22. And with that being said, Coach, how do you adjust your recruiting style and tact? Do you take more risk on high school kids, or JUCO transfers, or do you rely more on the portal?
We still like the high school kids. The last 2 years we signed 18 high school kids each year and brought in about another 12 walk-ons. So you're talking about 30 freshmen that we've added to the team the last year and the year before. And I still feel like you got to develop those players. You got to get out there and coach them, help them to become guys that could play at the next level. And I think the portal is good, and you'll find some guys out the portal. But I think the meat and potatoes of your team has to be those young guys that the first thing they heard was Alabama State. So.
Okay, well, Coach, I appreciate you spending your time with us, but I got to ask you a question.
Okay.
I need you to reveal something that you have that might be considered superstitious or quirky that not many people know about when it comes to game day for you.
Well, it kind of started probably the end of the first year and kind of picked up last year. So I'm a coffee shop guy, and I love to go to local coffee shops. So me and my guy Willie Cooper, who's kind of my right-hand man on game day, he's kind of right there next to me. So every morning before the game, we're going to find a coffee shop, usually within walking distance of the hotel. And it's just my time to get about 45 minutes and an hour away from the team and everybody else and just collect my thoughts, my notes, and just take a deep breath and relax before all of the excitement of game day.
Okay, now are you one of them fancy coffee drinkers, or you just old black, little cream, little sugar type guy?
Now, you know what? When I was a kid, down in New Orleans, my grandfather was drinking that old CDM coffee, and it was black with the chicory, and so it was one of those things where I would take a sip and spit it out. But now I've evolved from all of the fancy stuff to I'm just a black coffee with a little bit of honey. Actually, I don't even do the sugar. And occasionally I do a mocha latte, but for the most part, I'm a black coffee guy, and and that's it. I don't add anything else to it. I enjoy the taste of the bean and the roasted coffee. So it's kind of I've kind of been a connoisseur almost, and I'm not great at identifying good coffee, but I can definitely tell when it's bad coffee.
Well, when you said Louisiana, my taste buds kind of cringe right there, boy. You talking about some strong crude oil.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. But and actually, I probably only drink about half a cup. I just like the taste of the coffee, and I don't drink it all for the most part. And but it's just one of those things to me. The coffee shop is more of a relaxation part, and I have one of my guys, a freshman. I would always go to coffee on Wednesday. That's my routine during the week, and it gives me about an hour and a half midway week. So he started coming with me. So now it's coffee with coach, and so I have a couple of my kids that come just to kind of let them experience that aspect of it. It's just more of a mental rest day, mental rest time more than anything. So it's the coffee, but it's more than just the coffee, if you can understand what I'm saying.
Oh, I do understand exactly. Coach, I got one final question. It's something I've been kicking out. Would you be opposed to if the conference went to a 10-game schedule and you had that one game for your quote-unquote money game or your special game for actually RPI of the conference and eliminating some non-attractive non-conference games, or would you just like to keep things as they are?
Yeah, I could see the positives of that, but I kind of like it the way it is, just because it allows you. We still have our big matchup with Tuskegee on Turkey Day, and then it allows you to add some interesting matchups, and it also allows you to have that game where you can get another financial game, or say like we're going down to the Orange Blossom Classic for the first game. You have the MEAC SWAC Challenge, so you have some other games that you can get into. I'm really big on having FCS opponents, and Dr. Cable, my AD, is the same way too, and that's the whole motto of the Eddie Robinson. We're going to take Grambling football to you. We're going to bring it up to New York, to Yankee Stadium. We're going to go out to Tokyo. We're going to take the HBCU experience to where you are, and then we'll get a financial payday from that, as opposed to us trying to play bigger teams on the SDS level and using that for a payday. So I'm more of a fan of, hey, let's create the classics that are interesting matchups with us playing North Carolina Central down in Miami for the Orange Blossom Classic. That's great for our student athletes, great for our fan base, and it's still a financial payday.
Well, Coach, we want to thank you for being a part and want to let you know you got an open door here with the open mic, and we're looking forward to talking to you in the very near future, and good luck in your season, sir.
Absolutely. Appreciate the coverage. Keep it up.
All right, sir. Coach Eddie Robinson, Jr., the Alabama State Hornet, and we are really, truly excited for this 2024 campaign. Welcome to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. It is SWAC Media Day, and I am fortunate to have on the line with us for the first time Coach Mickey Joseph of the Grambling State Tigers. Sir, how you doing? Welcome to the SWAC and welcome to the show.
Man, I appreciate y'all. How y'all doing this morning?
Man, we're doing absolutely fine. I do want to let you know I'm a PV graduate, but I did have you all picked to win the West this year. So you can count that up for what it's worth. And just want to talk about, man, your journey that ended you up at Grambling.
Yeah.
And just introduce your staff and everybody to SWAC Nation.
Well, just being at Grambling is a big opportunity for me and my family. It's one of the most prestige schools with a national brand. So it was an easy sell when it came down to selling it to my family about returning back to Grambling. And I have a really good staff, with my coordinators, Eric Dooley. I brought Eric Dooley back with me. We have a history together where we worked together. Last time we was at Grambling, we had success on offense. And brought in Jason Rollins. He's a guy I've been knowing for a while. Both from former head coaches at Southern, so they know the conference. They know the conference, and that's one big part of that I needed to happen, to get some coaches in here, older coaches in here that know the conference. And at running backs, we had Dre Fuselier, but he moved on, and now we have Mr. Kelly. He played running back for us at Grambling, and Sharon Carey's coaching the outside receivers. Chris Peters was coaching the inside receivers, and I brought Reggie Nelson back, who was with me also at Grambling last time I was here. He's coaching offensive line. And on defense, you got Jay Smith coaching the D-line, who's doing a hell of a job of getting bodies in the room, and DeMonte Johnson coaching the corners, and Bell Lee Collins coaching the safeties. And like I said, Coach Rollins is coaching the linebackers, and Double A Almine, our special teams guy, came over from Texas Southern. So we have a really tight staff, and we're looking forward to the season.
Now, Coach, when you first took over, everybody has their expertise, but what was the main thing that you saw that you needed to address first, and why?
I thought it was fair to address the kids because, a major change happened in their life. A guy that recruited them, was no longer going to be there. As a new guy coming in, they knew nothing about me. I knew nothing about them. I just wanted to let them know who I was, and that I wasn't going to just cut the whole roster, that I was going to give everybody, the opportunity to check the boxes. And we was going to give you the off season. We were going to give you spring football and make a decision after that. So I wanted them to know that there's no reason for them to jump in the portal because they thought that's what I was going to do. And we had some kids jump in the portal. We lost some good ones. I think the ones we lost in the portal, they are starting at these group of five. So, you take your hat off to those kids. But we didn't try to get anywhere when they jumped in the portal. But we did our evaluation on the roster, and we had some things we had to fix, but we thought we gave everybody a fair shot.
Okay. Now, when you assess what you had in the tool chest, if you would, what scheme are you trying to implement? And was it a scheme of choice or just a scheme of necessity of what you had available?
Well, we want to be like anybody. I want to run the football, and I want to stop the run, and I want to play good special teams. Because it still comes down to blocking and tackling, no matter what scheme that you're running.
Okay. And what made, because you had a choice of schools from my research and data, what made Grambling the right fit for you?
Well, excuse me. It's coming back to the state of Louisiana. I worked here before. I was comfortable with the administration that was here already. And also, the name, the brand, that I can go out and I can sell Grambling and I can get players to come to Grambling. So that was an easy catch for me. Okay.
Now, with you coming back to some, as they say, some places of notoriety, places of familiarity, what are some of your hidden gems that are under the radar as far as player personnel that you say, I'm going to give you an early warning shot that these are some kids you need to look out for?
Well, I really don't. I know them, with the transfer portal. I know them, but I really don't know exactly what they're going to do because some of them just got there and didn't go through spring football. I know what Miles is going to do. I know what Javon Robinson's going to do. I know what Taj Martin's going to do. I know what Quentin Talley's going to do because I had them in spring football. But the kids that's there now, I don't know because they just got there and they hadn't put pads on for us yet. So I don't know. And you know me, I'm up front guy.
Are you playing poker? Are you playing poker with me right now, Coach?
Coach, I don't play poker. I shoot dice.
That's all right. You sound like my type of brother, man. I'd rather throw the bones and play some cards, right?
Yes, that's but we have a couple more interviews. But man, I appreciate you. Having me on. My SID guy Curtis is looking at me funny. But let's stay in touch. I would love to be back.
Yes,
on your
sir.
Show.
As a matter of fact, we'd love to have you on the show, man.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Coach Mickey Joseph of the Grambling State Tigers for SWAC Media Day.
You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Have sports, we'll travel. Prairie View, Texas.
All right, we are in the middle of SWAC Media Day 2024 from Birmingham, Alabama. Our point of reference, Mr. Carlton Rice is gathering up players. We do have scheduled Chris Dishman, Terrence Graves, Chris Dishman, of course, of Texas Southern, Terrence Graves of the Southern Jags, and we also are going to be hearing from Cedric Thomas of Alcorn State. We've heard from Mickey Joseph of Grambling. We've also heard from Eddie Robertson Jr. of the Alabama State Hornets. By the way, our projections have Alabama State and Grambling meeting in the SWAC championship, but we'll see how things unfold. A lot of activities going on from Birmingham, Alabama, and we're fortunate to be able to get these guys in while we can. So, of course, this is the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the voice of student athletics. We will be covering some Prairie View games throughout the course of the year, starting off, of course, with the Labor Day Classic from, August 31st. And Prairie View will be the host team for that. Prairie View will be on the road against Michigan State. They'll also be taking on Nichols. Was it Nichols State? One of those Southland schools. And, of course, they'll take on Grambling, Southern. Southern will be on the campus of Prairie View. You have Alabama State, last game of the season, on the road in Montgomery. So a lot of activity to be going on. I'm probably going to mute here until I can hear back from Brother Rice, where we'll have, hopefully on the line with us, Chris Dishman of the Texas Southern Tigers.
Help us spread the word. If you're in a community that would like to have your school recognized on our scoreboard and shows, please feel free to leave information on our 24-hour message line, 720-721-1558. If it's a score, information, or just an inquiry on what you would like to see us cover for your program, let us know at 720-721-1558. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas.
I'm with A&M, but I'm helping Mike Prince out with Open Mic.
Right, Mike Prince. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, sir. Welcome to the conference. Before we get started, you got an SID, Mr. Ryan McGinty. You let him know that I got you on the show, so now you got your official SWAC hours.
Oh, well, sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Look, I know it was a little bit, as they say, a roller coaster ride that landed you at Texas Southern. What have things been like for you, and what were some of the first things you needed to address when you got to the campus?
Well, the first thing I addressed, I thank everybody for having me as the new head coach. Then I told the players that in order to win games, you have to be a family. We went from 11 players or 12 players or 70 players just trying to make a team. We're not a team yet. We got out of spring ball. We became still that group of guys trying to make a team. And once we get into the summer, then we become a team. Once we get out the summer, we become a family. It takes everyone, not just myself, our administrations, our professors, our people in the mailroom, the janitors. It takes everybody to win championships. And if we all on the same page, there's no way we can lose.
Absolutely. And speaking of family and membership, you got a guy right up the road from you that you all going to be locking horns on the 31st. What kind of help and inspiration has Bubba been with you transition as the head coach at the rival school?
Huge. He's been a huge help to me of what to expect, what not to expect, how to handle this. So him and I have been in communication with each other on the phone. How to handle if this happened. Bubba's he won the SWAC last year, so he's been a huge help for me. That's the type of person he is. He's a helper, he's a giver, and that's why I love him so much as a brother. And him and I can never be rivals. We know that this is just a game to us, but we're trying to get the best out of he's trying to get the best out of his young men, as well as I'm trying to get the best out of my young men, and may the best person win.
Absolutely. Now, we know between old teammates and competitive nature, there's got to be a little smack talking.
We vote for the win now. We vote for the don't get it twisted now. We vote for the win. like he told me in his gentle way, he said, you know, it's really not a rival. Now, like, what do you mean by that, Bubba? He said, it's a rival when one team win, another team win. He said, it's really been an ass kicking. I've been winning the last 9 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's Bubba. He's not a loud shouter. He just quietly give you those little hints. You know, you can't really keep calling this a rival because it's not.
That's right, the old quiet storm. My final question, Coach, we know that the QB position is a very important position. Have you found that piece yet?
No, we haven't. We have not found anybody. We have no starters. I would not name a starter. I know we have some returning quarterbacks who say that, he need to be the starter. No one can be a starter unless they performed that week of or the 2 weeks before the Prairie View game. If you perform well in practice, then you start. Because our starters may change each and every week. I don't have a set base of 11 guys who's going to start. You have to perform in the classroom. You got to perform in the community. You got to perform in the practice field. Each and every day you got to fight for your job. And if you fight for your job and you're the most athletic and the most gifted and the most guy with a high football IQ, then you will start. But if you're not, then someone else will start in front of you.
Okay, well, Coach, we want to wish you well and welcome to the conference again, sir, and we look forward to hearing from you in the very near future, okay? All right, that was Coach Chris Dishman of the Texas Southern Tigers for SWAC Media Day 2024. We're going to continue to try to keep them coming right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, and we'll be right back with more SWAC football coverage.
You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, serving the community through faith and athletics, Prairie View, Texas.
Welcome back to SWAC 2024 Media Day. I have on the line with me right now a man who is on a historical side from both Grambling and Southern, has done something that no one that I know of on planet Earth has done, was win the Bayou Classic on both sides, and that's none other than Terrence Graves. Coach, how you doing today, sir?
Right. I'm doing well, Rob. How you doing?
Man, I dare not complain. Congratulations on your position at Southern. It's amazing what difference a year can make, right?
No questions about it. It is truly a blessing and an honor to be the head football coach at Southern University. And, yeah, let me make the distinction. I am the only coach to have won the Bayou Classic on both sides. So to God be the glory.
Yes, sir. To God be the glory. And before I forget, sir, if you can help me locate Brother Charles I. Brown, I'd greatly appreciate it.
No doubt about it. Know him well. Know our brother A. Langston Taylor and Leonard F. Morris. I am, yes, a proud member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Go Mob.
Go Mob and Blue Phi, sir.
Blue Phi.
Well, look, let's talk about, man, you've got one heck of a staff that you put together, man, and things fall in place, some by mishap, but some by good fortune. Could you run through your staff real quick for us?
Yes, starting with the defense, I have my defensive coordinator is Coach Henry Miller. He's a veteran in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and he's our defensive coordinator. He's one of the best in college football. Then I have Coach Chris Scott, who played at Southern University, coached as well. He's won everywhere. He's coached Southern, Grambling, Tennessee State. Then also have Coach DeMarcus Miller, who was one time, he's our defensive tackles coach, and he was one time the HBCU Defensive Lineman of the Year back in 1999, a three-time champion here at Southern University. Coach Everett Todd, who's a veteran in Southwest Athletic Conference. He was the defensive coordinator at Grambling State University when I was there, and we won 3 titles there. And he also was the DC at Texas Southern last year. He's our defensive ends and special teams coordinator. Legendary coach Sean Wallace. You know the name. He's synonymous with black college football and the SWAC. He's our safeties coach. And those are guys on defense. On offense, offensive coordinator Mark Frederick, recently at PV. He's a Southern University alumnus. He's done a great job. Offensive line coach is Damon Nivens, a All-American at Southern University, 3-time champion. Also, he had the distinction of coaching Armstead at UAPB. That's the left tackle for the Miami Dolphins. Then we have Coach Quentin Burrell, the great-grandson of the legendary coach Eder G. Robinson. He's the wide receivers coach. Willie Satellite Totten is my quarterbacks coach. No introduction needed for that. And, of course, the great Fred McNair is our tight ends coach, and he does a tremendous job there. Coach Frederick also coaches the running backs as well as the offensive coordinator. So there you have it in the nutshell of the coaching staff at Southern University.
All I can say is deep, my brother, very deep staff indeed. And you tell Brother Frederick that old Mike Prince said hello. And I know, Coach, that there's no other student like that Southern Jag. He comes with a lot of pressure. And I'm going to ask this silly question, but are you built for that pressure?
Well, I'll tell you this, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And I grew up here professionally. I know exactly what the expectations are at Southern University, so I am definitely well-equipped. I'm certified, I'm qualified, and I'm bona fide, and I'm a winner. So I am definitely built for this position.
And we mustn't forget that you are a Phi Beta Sigma man.
What's understood don't have to be explained.
Well, look, Coach, my last question. Have you designated your quarterback yet?
Not yet. What those guys are doing, I'm going to let those guys battle it out, and then I'll let the offensive staff, Coach Frederick, and the offensive coaches decide on who the guy is, and when they decide, that's what we're going to go with.
Okay, Coach, we want to wish you well in your first year as the head coach. I don't have to introduce you to the conference because you're an old glove, man. You've been around.
30 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, we want to thank you for making yourself available, and please do make yourself available again for the show.
I sure will. Thank you for having me. Go Jags.
All right. Coach Terrence Graves of the Southern Jaguars, full of energy, full of vigor, ready to get things rolling. And we want to keep things rolling right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. We'll be back with more SWAC coverage for 2024.
Are you looking for a creative, unique way of spreading your brand, your message, or products? Give us a call on our 24-hour message line, 720-721-1558. Leave your information today. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, have sports, will travel, serving the community through faith and athletics, the voice of student athletics. That number again, 720-721-1558.
Can you hear me?
Oh, Coach T.C. Taylor, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing real good, man. Thank you so much for making yourself available with us at the Open Mic. Look, I want to say congratulations on creating a successful run on what people were calling the impossible following Coach Sanders, man. But you made your way and found your way, and now you're in year 2 of this, as they say, re-identifying. What have you discovered about yourself, your team, and your support staff as you move forward?
If we come together as a football team, we'll be fine. You know, you look at year 1 and the things that we lost and had to build in order to go out there and be successful on a week-in, week-out basis. It was tough, but, you know, our team persevered, our coaching staff, so we've been working our butts off all summer, and we're looking forward to this year.
Yes, sir. Now, when you're looking forward to it, you know, that first year is always that wandering year. You got an idea, but then when reality comes in, you have to hit reverse in certain areas. When you look at what you have now compared to last season, how good do you feel about your team, and who are some key players on your team?
I feel good about our depth. You know, that's something we wanted to prove on, our team speed. And, you know, the one phase of the game I knew we had to get better at was special teams, you know. So, you know, those are some things that we emphasized, you know, at the end of last season, going into this season. On the offensive side of the ball, you know, Jacoby and Morgan played good football for us at the quarterback position. You know, that competition is going to be really good with him and Zy McDonald and a couple more guys that we brought in. The offensive line, a young man that's here with me today, Evan Henry, is going to anchor that offensive line. So it's quite a few players on the offensive side. Fabian McCray is going to be really good at the receiver position. Rico Powers is back. And we just have a slew of running backs. You talk about Irv Mulligan and J.D. Martin, what they bring to the table. So we got a few pieces in place as well, some new guys coming in on that offensive side. It's going to be very explosive. On the defensive side, you got that secondary coming back. You know, led the nation in interceptions. Quite a few guys is back. Another young man that's here with me today is C.S. Guthrie, which is just basically a coach on the field. You know, he gets us lined up and gets us right each and every down. B.J. Washington is coming back off an injury that was having a stellar season last year. It's going to be really good. Jeremiah Williams is a stud on the defensive line. So we're in a good place right now as a football team. Matt Knoll, our punter, is one of the best in the country right now as special teams. So we're in a good place right now as a program.
Now, when you talk about your coaching staff, you know, coaches come and go. What tweaking have you had to do with your coaching staff?
Yeah, we had quite a few guys move on. You know, we got 6 new coaches on the staff, and that's something, you know, that's just the grounds of college football, you know, now. You know, you lose pieces and you got to go back and add. But I think we got some great energy guys in there, you know, that we brought in that I'm excited about. It's been doing great. And the plus about it, we got those guys in early enough so they can make an impact this summer with the kids. You know, we had pretty much the whole team here on campus this summer, and those coaches have been there as well. But you're going to lose coaches. It's up to me as the leader of the program at Jackson State to go out and replace those guys with high energy, you know, high level, high schematically thoughtful guys that can go in here and help us win football games.
Right. You know, that was my next question, Coach. You know, we talk about players and fitting schemes, but when you get the coaches at the table, how challenging is it to find those right pieces? There are a lot of available coaches, but how do you know when you got that gut feeling that this is the right one?
As long as they match your vision. You know, they match your vision. It starts with me and the way I see this football team. You know, we build it on being physical, fast. We want to finish, be disciplined, and together. If they match my vision and understand it, you know, how we want to look defensively, I want to, you know, hit anything to move mentality on defense. We want to, you know, play fast on offense. So if they match those things in my vision, I think those are the guys that's a good fit for this program.
Okay. Now, Coach, there's always a guy that's been hidden under the radar on either side of the ball. Go on and give us a little peek of who you got that's some scud missiles undetected thus far.
We got a couple guys. You know, it's a true freshman in here, Travis Terrell, in the running back room that I'm very excited about. It's been looking real explosive. You know, can do a lot of things with the football team. Big-time speed guy. Janalen Dupree at the receiver position on the offensive side. Defensively, it's you know, that linebacker room was a spot that we really wanted to improve our depth on, and we got some guys over there, you know, with size and speed. Ashton Taylor, Reed Pulling, that's going to be really good. So, as well as quite a few other names, you know, but those are some names that just jump out to me right now.
Okay, well, Coach, look, I want to thank you for taking time with us and know that you got an open door here at the open mic, and we're looking forward to having more discussions with you throughout the course of the season. And want to wish you luck on your 2024 season and leave you with any questions, thoughts, and comments you might want to share at this time.
We good to go, man. I just want to tell the JSU fans, continue to support, man, and go Tigers.
All right, go Tigers. Coach T.C. Taylor of the Jackson State Tigers.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that is going to give us our coverage of coaches this year for SWAC 2024, but we're only just beginning. Of course, you can join me each and every day at the Open Mic Broadcast Network on our YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can follow me on Twitter X at the Mike Prince Show, and do visit our website at obnradio.com. We want to thank all our coaches that joined in with us on today. Coach Mickey Joseph, Coach Chris Dishman, Coach T.C. Taylor. We also had Coach Terrence Graves. We had a couple other coaches that are Eddie Robinson Jr. And we had one other that I'm missing, but you all charge it to my head and not to my heart. Long day and a fulfilling day here from the SWAC Media Day 2024, but we got a whole lot more in store for you. I am going to exit stage left for right now. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. As always, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.